Cool.
Hey, we talk about the main characters, Zuberi, and the grandmother's relationship and the family. Go ahead and talk about that.
All right, in the book, keep in mind it's 500 years in the future. So it allowed me to be able to basically create, and dictate, my own future. What I think the future would be like in 500 years on some sci-fi shit, on some gangster shit. So in the book, basically 99% of all today's gangs, mafias, terrorist groups, narco groups, mobs, syndicates, all of the motherfuckers have converged into one single organization called the family. And they reside on the 7 islands of California. And the ruler of this organization, the top leader in this organization, is called grandmother.
Okay.
And the grandmother also happens to be Zuberi's biological grandmother.
Oh, time out. Sorry to interrupt. You said the 7 islands of California, so we talking about global warming. So it's now California's islands.
In this book, it's 500 years in the future, so it is a lot of global warming. So the landscape, as you know, has changed. But the political climate and everything is caused drastic changes. So in the book, like, there's no more America. America is over. This is after World War III. This is after the second American Civil War.
Damn.
You now have the United Republic of North America. You know what I mean?
Damn.
Yeah, so most of the Midwest is gone. You have mega cities in place of, where New York, Philadelphia, and Washington, D.C. would be. You know what I mean? Due to global warming, there is no more Florida. Like, the North America pretty much stops at about, Atlanta. You know what I mean? Atlanta is a mega beach city. You know what I'm saying? There is no more Africa. It's the United States of Africa. Africa becomes basically what the United States is now.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
shout out.
You know what I mean? The Soviet Union has done it. The Russia has done its thing, so it's now the United Soviet Kingdom.
Damn, you want some real Stan Lee shit, big dog. Big bro. Go ahead.
You know what I mean? Like, the countries, the landscape has changed. You know what I mean? So in the book, you have the 7 islands of California, and they're separated from the mainland and everything by, Las Phoenix. Because Phoenix is now like the gambling hub of the world and everything, and it's on a peninsula.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it shows you how Las Vegas is gone and all that good shit, but Arizona is on a peninsula now. You feel me? And California is 7 islands now, and that's where the organization known as the family resides.
That's what's up.
So the main character is Zuberi.
Yeah, the main character is Zuberi, but
Zuberi
has a lot of characters in it that will be getting their own individual books or their own one-shots or even in some instances graphic novels. You know what I mean? We're going to make it do what it do.
So the 7 islands, all 7 of them is Trife.
All 7 islands, though, they go in. Because basically, in the book, you got different branches or different sets of the family. So on the book, whatever, every single island basically is ruled by a different group or different, mob of the family.
So which island is the worst? Traverse?
Transverse.
Transverse
is definitely probably one of the worst, probably one of the most notorious in the book because that's where grandmother stay at. You know what I mean? It's the headquarters. But in the book, whatever, their biggest rival, especially moving forward, would be Diablos. That's the Diablos Island. You know what I mean? Because most of the islands are named after current day mountain ranges.
Hey, so what's going on with the designer babies, man? Go into more about the genes and all that.
In the book, it's 500 years in the future, right? And so not only is, in my eyes, this technology changed, but the way that we have babies will change. And keep in mind, some of this technology is already out. Like, there's something called CRISPR. If you look it up, there's something called CRISPR that's out right now where they got little babies that they genetically engineered that's in China. And these babies are genetically engineered to be immune to HIV and AIDS.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? So in this book, 500 years in the future, you can't have a baby like how you tell your baby, you can't have a baby the regular way. Or your baby will get taken to a euthanization shelter.
That's over with. I didn't even try to take that shit away.
Yeah, so what you gotta do is in the book, you gotta pay to get a procreation license.
Damn.
A procreation license, and when you go, depending on how much you gotta pay per each gene, but once you get your procreation license, you can have your baby. They'll take the sperm and the egg and they'll make sure that you have the baby or whatever. You know what I mean? The woman isn't carrying it no more. But when they do this shit, the father can pick 41 genes and the mama can pick 41 genes that you can alter depending on what your bank account looking like.
Oh,
so if you want your baby to be 7 feet tall, dark skin with blonde hair down to his ass, and you know what I mean, and 0% body fat with eidetic memory, and you know what I mean, no lactic muscle buildup, and you just want to give him 4 arms just to motherfucking why not? And
Goro,
you want him to motherfucking have hazel eyes and shit. You can design your son.
Okay, so what's the... Okay, so the main character, he's the... What type of mod is he compared to the normals?
Now, that's a very good question. I'm glad you asked. Now, in the book, whatever, he's a lot different from the other ones, but still the same because he's a genetically modified, but his descendants carry a certain gene called the VIVOR gene. So with the book, in his instance or whatever, when he's in certain environments or in certain situations, he's able to evolve or adapt on the fly to be able to deal with certain situations. It could be something as extreme as he's underwater and now he can breathe underwater with gills. Or it could be something as, minuscule as, he about to fight 20 motherfuckers, and so all of a sudden, he has a kinetic muscle absorption. So the more you hit him, or, when he bangs, whatever, his muscles get bigger and stronger, whatever, as he motherfucking, endures more punishment. Damn. Or his bones on his skull might just protrude through his shit and everything, so he has like kind of a helmet to protect his skull or certain organs and shit, you know what I mean? He's in a jungle environment, the dude might grow a tail. You know what I mean? Like just adapt to whatever environment.
It's like a black man, my nigga. Like,
hey, you said that, but I know you got. Yeah, that's one of the things on the islands. Like it's just each island, you gotta be the strongest one survive. But
it has a lot of gangland culture from the day. Like you go in certain cities, certain areas, whatever, you can't walk through a certain blocks or certain spots without asking them who you at, where you from. Like I can't even tell me where you from, homie? Where you from, cuz? You know what I mean? Like you go to East Baltimore right now. You're not too far from here right now. You go down 400 East Baltimore Street right now by the block, and they gonna be like, "Where you from?"
So you saying 500 years ain't shit gonna change?
500 years, I see it as it'll be possibly more organized, but I see it as the book will show more destructive.
Okay, so you got I want to talk about the lingo in between, like the different type of people, because
I basically had to make up a whole new slanguage. You know what I mean? Like their slang and how they talk is, I figure it's 500 years in the future. They're not gonna be saying the same shit how we would say now. Like how we like, what's up, my nigga? They don't say that because niggas don't exist in the future because everybody's genetically modified and the races are so intertwined. When they have a derogatory term called roaches.
Right.
Because they call a lot of the people that have that gene or genetically modified, undocumented, they call them roaches.
And some of them call themselves roaches.
Some of them call themselves roaches, you know what I mean? So after it being a racial slur for so long, roaches becomes like the new word. Like,
I wanted to ask you, like, what made you want to put that in the book? Because
in my head, I'm like, I thought about how if we didn't have racism. You know what I mean? But we didn't also have races to have racism. You get what I'm saying?
Oh.
You feel me? So if that's the case, aside from the economic factors, what would be the other factor that would, decide I'm better than you? You know what I mean? If instead of saying I got white hair, blonde eyes, and blue eyes, so I'm therefore better than you, what would make motherfuckers be like, oh, I'm better than you? Oh, my genes are better than you. You know what I mean? My mommy and daddy had enough money to document 82 of my genes, so I'm good. I'm better than you. You know what I mean?
Damn, so, a quantitative way to like actually show that.
Yeah, and so if that's the case, and they better than you, and we got a whole race of people who they're undocumented, genetically modified people, which means they have more than 82 genes modified because their shit is unregulated. They have, on California islands, they having babies the old-fashioned way. The regular way, the way we do them today. So if that's the case, there's no limit to how many genes are spliced or whatever the fuck.
So the main character is a good guy.
I would say he's a good guy, but it depends on how you look at it. Because he's
opportunist too.
Not just opportunist. He's only at the beginning of the book. He's only 11. By the time the book ends, he's probably like 13, 14. But you see how gangland culture can corrupt or turn a kid, innocent.
Those are very important years.
Yeah, or even how a child soldier. Or even a puberty.
Child soldier. You got a character named Zoo. Zoo.
Yeah, that's his nickname because his name is Zuberi.
His name is Zuberi.
Throughout the book, they call him Little Zoo.
But he's not officially in the group.
Well, he eventually gets they call it the initiation in the book. Eventually, he does get put on.
But he's the hardest one, killing everybody.
He the youngest one. He not even
putting all the work.
He don't even put in all the work. He's the youngest one in the group. In the book, you get to see a lot of it from his perspective. But I think the two most popular chapters in the book, chapter 17 and 18, that's when you get to see more of the other the characters or whatever that flesh out this whole universe.
You got some betrayal in your book, man.
There's definitely a lot of betrayal. I don't want to give nothing away, but there's some pieces of shit in that book where people will
go get the
that
book,
motherfucker.
But you got one character.
Detail in this book for real.
You got one character. My bad, Rom. You got a character that's like, it's a lot of war. It's war in your shit, but somebody. It's like you got one nigga that's like is on your team. One nigga on your team. You got a game plan, but when you done everything, he want to change the plans and take over and say fuck everybody.
Yeah, that'll be the character in the book named Damu. I made a character in the book named Damu because a lot of the words in the book are Swahili, and I was like, okay, Damu means red. So I had a character that was like red complexion. He got like brown, blonde, red hair and everything or whatever. You know what I mean?
Exotic motherfucker.
You know what I mean? He got like his eyes, his pupils are red. You know what I mean? Like so, it's like okay, his mama and daddy named him Damu because he's red. You know what I mean? So he's probably, he one of them kind of characters where it's like throughout the book, people keep their eyes on. Even some of the more minor characters or whatever, you thought the book was like, the fuck.
So you want to talk about what he did or no?
No.
Don't ruin the book, man. Don't ruin the book.
No.
We go to the parties.
I'm gonna say
Go back to the sex parties.
Yeah, I'm gonna say I don't have any questions. Only question I do have is where can they get the book?
Right now, the book is available at Amazon. You can go to Amazon.com. Just put in
VIVOR, Legend of Zoo.
You can put in my name, M.Pitts. Once you go there, it'll take you to the whole thing. You can get it on Kindle. You can order it direct. And I will be doing a book signing in the DMV coming real soon. And then I'm gonna have a free after party for everybody that got a copy of the book with a whole lot of debauchery.
Ooh. For sure. I fuck with Kindle. It's like listening to a podcast sometimes.
Are you about that life or no?
Yes.
I mean, like the audio book coming real soon. The motherfucking soundtrack to the book coming real soon.